Ohio, right? It's clear why you was here, but they said, how did Cam get to Ohio? And I couldn't ask him. And I was like, why did you choose Ohio, to trap out of? And I just thought I asked that for the person who asked me the question.
That's a great, that was a really
good question.
That was a great question. I guess statute of limitations, if I can talk about it. Well, but it didn't pan out like that anyway. So this is what happened. And that's a great, great question. So I knew a female that lived with this. She lived in New York, but she was from Ohio. And I was going back and forth to Chicago anyway. When I was driving Chicago, like Ohio, you had to ride through there. Not through Columbus, but towards that way. And I always seen the signs. So I had a female lived in New York, and she was from Columbus. And we was having a conversation one day, and she was like, yo, a gram of heroin is $350 out there. I said, yeah, $350? She said, yeah. I said, I don't believe you. She called her cousins, and they verified it by phone. So I sent her out there to get everything situated, because a gram of heroin in New York at that time was probably, if you knew somebody, 60, 70, maybe $80. So the turnaround was crazy. But she went out there, fucked the money up and everything else, and it never panned out. And so I met somebody else who had stomach issues with me. So a lot of people don't know I have IBS. And I met somebody else who had IBS, and we was kind of talking about this shit. And he was like, yo, give me a call. And when he gave me his phone number, it said 614, the area code. And I was like, hey man, you be in Ohio? Cause this girl just told me that motherfucking a gram of heroin out there is so-and-so, so-and-so. He was like, just stick to the stomach, bro. Just stick to the stomach. So then we talked for a while, just about medical shit. And I ended up stopping in Columbus on the way to Chicago, and I bought some weed with me. And they bought it all. I had like 3 ounces to smoke for myself, and them niggas just ate it up. And the dude I'm talking about was like, see, you can make some money out here with the weed. Leave that heroin shit alone. That's me. So don't bring that shit out here. And I didn't sell weed. I was just throwing weed parties because I didn't want to go to jail. So I was charging niggas $1,000 to get in a party to smoke the best weed and everything else. And, I ended up meeting some good people. Shout out my man Pop Joe. R.P. Chubby was out there. A lot of people don't even remember my nerd because he went to jail before Pop Joe. But yeah, I met some good people. But it was over a conversation about heroin, which I never indulged in.
There we go.
That's how I got
Well,
there.
listen,
But the weed
that's
was
the history of Cam being in Ohio.
Yeah, that's how I went.
Wow. Well, you were always a businessman.